Hello everyone, welcome to Magic of Eden. If you guys are new here, my name is KaSandra. I am the witch, author, poet, and performer of Magic of Eden. And if you guys are returning, hey family, welcome back to your sacred space. I am always honored to be in your presence and thank you for choosing me. Let's go ahead and dive right into this video. So today's message is going to serve as a timeless message, but it is also very essential and vital for the time that we are in right now. Now, I really want to be honest with you. I'm going to cut it straight to you. I'm going to give you this information because I do feel like we do need this right now. Now, I know that your timeline more than likely has been flooded and saturated with people talking about this Lionsgate portal and how you can use this energy to manifest money and abundance and all of these different elements, which, okay, I'm here for, but there are so many things that I feel like that need to be said around this time. So what is a Lionsgate portal? The Lionsgate portal is a portal or an entryway that opens when the sun and Orion constellation and the star Sirius all meet up in the sign of Leo. Now, this is a beautiful time to manifest the best of our lives and to initiate healing in all of these different elements. Now, I know that your timeline, again, has been flooded with all of this information and all of these videos about how to manifest for the Lionsgate portal, what you can do for money and all of these different elements. But the key here is to understand that we also do have planets that are in retrograde and we have a whole host of other energies that are at play, which makes me want to remind you of how imperative it is to use your discernment. Now, remember, a portal is simply an entryway in which things can come in, and it is also an exit for things to come out. Now, remember, at the end of the day, we are working with energy. We are working with information. What is energy if not information? You can use those terms interchangeably, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. There is energy at play, and when you open yourself up mindlessly, or when you open yourself up irresponsibly, you can allow energies that may not have your best interests at heart to manifest into your own life, and those energies can wreak havoc. Because while you opening yourself up, and if you're doing it without using your discernment or without protecting yourself, then you don't know what's coming in. This is the reason why it's essential for us to not only have a really deep connection with our guides, with our ancestors, with the divine, with our higher selves, but it is also essential that we know what we are allowing into our space. And that's the reason why discernment is very key here. I want to kind of talk about the number 8 really quickly here. In numerology, the number 8 is associated with Saturn. It's also associated with fortitude. It's associated with strength, but also spiritual strength. Now, if you think about it in tarot, the 8th card in tarot, or the other card that is ruled by the number 8, is a strength card. And if you don't know anything about that, I invite you to do your research. And if you want me to go into that, let me know down in the comments. I am only speaking of that here for the sake of this video, right? So the number 8, again, is about fortitude. It's ruled, or it's associated with Saturn and Capricorn. So the number 8 also is associated with the infinity sign when you flip it sideways. What this means is whatever energies that are coming into your life right now are a direct result of the things that you have been putting out, okay? So if you are someone that has been putting out good energy, if you've been doing everything you can do to work, and if you have a good work ethic and things of that nature, then more than likely what's going to be circling back around to you are going to be energies that are favorable in your own life because of the energies that you have been putting out. Now, I want you to remember that because 8 is associated with Saturn, Saturn is a karmic planet, right? So Saturn deals with karma, it deals with debt, it deals with bondage, it deals with all things that keep you trapped, it deals with all things, your legal obligations, it deals with all of those things. So if you've been doing the work and putting in the work in order to make these things work for you and not against you, and if you've been putting out positive energy and great energy, then what you can expect is for those energies to show up in the ways that you need them. For example, if you are someone that has been working really hard on your craft, if you've been doing the things that you need to do for your healing, then what you can expect is healing. You can expect things to come into your life that are going to be valuable for your work, for your career, for whatever it is. I want to bring up the astrology chart because I do have it pulled up here. Now, what I do want to say is that being that the sun is sitting in the sign of Leo, and how Leo, the sun, is making a beautiful trine to Chiron, this has everything to do right now with you utilizing this energy after protecting yourself. This has everything to do with you utilizing this energy to bring in healing and to stand up for yourself and to have the courage enough to initiate the healing that you need, especially in terms of old relationships, and especially in terms of, relationship dealing with the maternal side. It could be the mother. Now, although this video is not to talk about the transits, I'm only bringing them up to give you more insight as to the reason why I'm, saying all that I'm I'm saying now. Okay. So yes, moving back to the sun making a beautiful trine to Chiron in Aries, this has everything to do with you healing from all of the things that you felt disempowered from in terms of your identity. And what I feel coming from this energy is I see you guys asking yourself, certain questions, especially with Chiron being retrograde, because we do have planets in retrograde. Chiron, even though is an asteroid, it is considered a very viable part of the planets being in retrograde, because it is associated with healing and how we heal ourselves and how we show up to help others heal themselves and things of that nature. Now, with Chiron being retrograde in the sign of Aries, this brings the question, what is it that I have on my heart that I feel that I need to change for myself? How do I speak to myself? There are other questions that we may ask ourselves. Who am I outside of the wounds that I have? Who am I outside of people's expectations? Who am I outside of my work and what I offer to other people? Who am I outside of what I believe about myself? Who am I outside of my own pain and other people's pain and suffering? And these are different things that we are being called to ask ourselves so that we can initiate healing into our lives for the betterment of our lives, and to also just become the best versions of ourselves that we possibly can. Now, the fact that the sun is currently in the sign of Leo, this is a beautiful time for us to connect with our heart center and ask ourselves these important questions so that we can become renewed, so that we can become whole, so that we can live better lives for ourselves, right? And so that we can show up in a way that is essential for us as we navigate this world, as we navigate throughout this matrix. Because at the end of the day, what I'm feeling is that it is really essential for you to remember who you are right now in the face of your fears. Now is the time for us to start to face our fears, especially the fact that Pluto is retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. Now, I do feel that a lot of you guys may be having some wounds around the mother aspect. You may be having some wounds, in childhood, how you were brought up. You may have some wounds around childhood traumas or things of that nature that may be coming up. People may also be coming into your life right now that may be triggering you, right? And your body is responding. You may have been feeling a lot of anxiety. You may have been feeling a lot of fear. You may have been feeling anger, rage, vengeance. All of these different feelings and emotions may have been coming up right now. And the reason is because you're going through massive healing. Now, for those of you guys that are very sensitive, I want to remind you the fact that Mercury is retrograde in the sign of Virgo, these conversations may come up as annoyances and you may feel short-tempered, especially with Chiron being in Aries. You may feel short-tempered right now, right? But I want you to remember that the conversations that are coming up, whether it be around your wounds or relationships, with your partner or whomever it is, with a work relationship or with a boss or whoever, when these situations happen, I want you to take a moment to breathe. I want you to take a moment to remember that these conversations need to be had to initiate the healing that you need, right? Spirit is asking, how are people talking to you? How are you talking to other people? Now, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, right? And Virgo is all about discernment. Virgo is all about the facts. It's all about finding the issue, finding the problem, and creating a solution to said problem, right? Now, at this time of this Lion Gates portal, what I feel is that this is Spirit's way of calling us to go into reflection, calling us to go into a mode of introspection so that we can see what are things that I am doing that is contributing to my own pain and suffering, and how can I go about fixing this issue. What I'm hearing right now as I'm speaking is Spirit is saying to open your heart to love and allow love in, because love is what's going to help you heal right now. And the beautiful thing about Leo is that Leo is one of the most beautiful signs. Although we are all beautiful in our own way, I'm highlighting Leo because Leo is associated with the core. Leo is associated with the heart chakra. Leo is associated with our expression and our boldness and our vitality and how we choose to express ourselves. So, having said that, I want you to remember that this is a time for you to speak up for yourself and let others know where you've been hurt. Let others know the things that you need to help you heal your own wounds. Spirit is guiding you to remember who you are. Again, remember who you are. Remember how far you've come. Remember where you're going, because this is a time right now that you can use to, again, initiate healing, but it takes you being able to look these fears in the face and state, I am no longer subject to you. I am not a slave to you. I reclaim my power right here and right now. And if you have to rewrite that over and over 500 times, then let it be so. Allow yourself to speak the affirmations that you need in order to help you find your place in this world. And with that, I want to state that Mercury retrograde in the sign of Virgo, affirmations all the way, writing these things down, taking a note of how you feel, diary entries, journaling. I feel all of those things coming up. If you feel that you cannot express yourself to anyone, or if you feel that you cannot talk to anyone because you feel that they may not understand you, then this is a beautiful time for you to write these things out. And for every release that you give on that paper, I want you to write down the things that you want to receive as a result of you releasing this energy. And I want you to remember, protect yourself. That is very key here. I would 100% be working with protection oils. I would be working with protection candles. I actually do have protection oils available in my apothecary. Here is, I don't know if you guys can see that clearly, but yeah, that's one. I have that, and I also do work my magic using candles. I have a protection candle that I'm burning right now, but it's hot, so I'm trying to be very, very careful. I also do have protection candles available in my apothecary. If you guys need any of those essentials, they are located in my apothecary, and I can also give you guys the link down in the description box. Anyways, the wounds around our inner child 100% are showing face right now, and I'm heading toward disempowerment. Spirit is asking you to go back to the very moment where you felt disempowered, to go back to the moment where you felt a disconnect between yourself and someone else who may have hurt you, right? And the reason why this is important is because right now, as we are in retrograde, we are being faced with these old habits, these old wounds, and everything that has happened before, to see if we are ready to move on, to move forward, and to see where we still need work. So that is the reason why all of these old energies are coming in, right? Or they're showing face. Now, people of the past may be coming to you now, or maybe receiving text messages and phone calls from people from the past, or whatever it may be, or you strolling down memory lane. And I want you to remember that you don't have to attach yourself to every thought that comes up. In fact, you don't have to attach yourself to anything. What you can do is allow these energies to come in and sit with them, dissect how they make you feel, and just sit with them and sit with your guys and ask to call in healing. That is what I'm seeing. Now, I want to backtrack really quickly here. Saturn in the sign of Pisces retrograde, this is you reevaluating your hopes and your wishes and seeing, okay, what is it that I have that I want to manifest, and what is it that is keeping me away from manifesting these things? This is a hard reality check. You know, what are my greatest hopes and wishes? What have I done to contribute to manifesting those hopes and wishes? What can I do moving forward to ensure that I actually do manifest these things? What do I want anyway? And I do feel that right now, I do see you guys putting forth more work and putting forth more effort into making sure that you're doing what you have to do in order to manifest these things. And also, Spirit is talking about enjoyment, and you enjoying the process and not moving to such a degree where you feel that these things are burdens or that they're responsibilities that you can't have fun with, right? Now, this is about you enjoying your life. And also, Spirit is asking you, where have you taken other people too seriously? And do you take yourself too seriously? And you asking yourself, what do I need to take seriously right now? And that is going to be in another video, because I do feel that someone right now who's watching this may be going through a Saturn return. So that is something that I will be touching on a little bit later in another video. If you want to know more about that and what you can do to help you during your Saturn return, let me know down in the comments. That is another video for another time. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Uranus being retrograde. Let me pull up the chart again really quickly here. Uranus is retrograde until January of 2025. And Taurus, Uranus is directly opposing the part of fortune, which is in a sign of Sagittarius, right? I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but the stock market has gone up, and the stock market has also taken a really huge hit. So anytime Uranus is in a sign like Taurus, where Taurus is very stable, and the fact that it is retrograde, that means that the housing market, agriculture, things of the earth are very uncertain. Money is very uncertain. And as we can tell, that money in our economy is drastically changing. We are actually moving more into a digital world. We are moving more into AI, and we are moving more into intangible assets. This has everything to do with the metaverse. I feel that this means that people are going to start looking more into having assets inside the metaverse, spending money and creating a life inside Meta. Watch the movie Ready Player One. Spirit says to be careful trading what you have for the intangible. It is a trap for enslavement and for a mental prison. If you can use this to your advantage, do so. Just use your discernment. Don't let them trick you into believing that their mental prison is more valuable than you as a natural person in flesh. I'm also hearing that I'm hearing something about Bitcoin right now. Really, really, really be careful as to where you're investing your money right now. And also make sure that you have financial advisors that can help you. I'm also hearing that because Uranus is retrograde in the sign of Taurus, you really do want to start, handling your own affairs, because these things are very uncertain. We are in uncertain times right now. I'm seeing that those who have their affairs together and that those who are handling their own monies, those of you with TDA accounts and those of you who are implementing the money where it needs to go, I see you guys having a very favorable next few years, or next, years to come. If you guys are completely dependent on the system, I am not seeing anything favorable coming from that. But what I can say is that the more that you study, the more that you know, the more the people of quality that you know who knows about handling their own affairs, I will 100% say that you will 100% be okay. But it is all about investing in things that are tangible and keeping those things on you, again, because retrogrades, man. Uranus retrograde and it's on a Taurus. You really want to look out for that. And I actually had a dream about something dealing with people who had their affairs together actually were in safe hands. The people that weren't, they were going to take a really huge hits. And I'm not a person to sugarcoat anything, and I'm not saying that it's all doom and gloom. Well, there is a will, there is a way. I am a firm knower that when you manifest properly, that you can manifest the best of your life. Trust me on that one. So basically, yes, the fact that Uranus is sitting opposite the part of fortune in Sagittarius, to me, this is all about you utilizing your own gifts and talents and you expanding your consciousness. This to me brings a beautiful opportunity for you to stand up, be different, be unorthodox, and also tap into your own philosophy, tap into your own flavor in order to bring in income, in order to drive revenue, and also to bring in wealth for yourself and for your family. I do feel that we are in a space right now in the world where we are being called to show up as our true authentic selves, and that is how we're going to start manifesting the things that we want in our lives. It's all about authenticity. So the relationship between that and between this Lionsgate portal is you healing any wound around you not knowing who you are, and you healing any wounds around authenticity and about you not expressing yourself in a way where you feel that you need to. Because when you do that, what you're saying to the universe is, I am standing firm and bold in who I am, and as a result of that, wealth and all of these beautiful energies flow to me effortlessly. We are moving more in a space where authenticity is really being called right now. And if you are someone that is not authentic, then you will 100% feel the effects of that. And I am not saying that you're not authentic. I'm just calling it for what it is. And I love you guys enough to give you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and I'm not going to pacify anybody. At the end of the day, if you have been doing what you need to do, then you have nothing to worry about. If you are someone that has not been authentic, then yes, now was a time for you to use this energy to manifest, you having the courage and the strength to show up as your authentic self, because you're going to need it. Because there's something within you that you are going to need to help you in this world. And when you show up as your authentic self, you not only bring in love and abundance for yourself, but you also help us. You help the world, because all there really truly is you, right? So be the star of your own show. This is about you, and it is okay for you to recall and reclaim the healing that you need right now. Those are the things that I wanted to touch on for this video. And yes, I did have my notes. So yes, we're going to go ahead and move on. Now I am going to be pulling some cards. I'm going to be using the Gold Foil Tarot, and as well as this Wisdom of the House of Knights Oracle deck. And I'm also going to be using this Talisman Oracle. Let me take a sip of this here because I need it. All right. So Spirit, what messages do you have for us right now? Live your best life is what I'm hearing. Live your best life. And if you guys hear any creaking, it's because my desk is creaking, because it's on its last leg, and I am someone that I will hold on to things until they lose their limbs. Like, I am not even kidding. Authentic connections are coming through. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of shuffle to see what other messages that Spirit has for us right now. And for those of you guys that don't, yep, as I said it, of course, Strength card is here. Can you guys see that? Yep, we were just talking about the Strength card. Judgment is showing up. Can you, I'm sorry if it's a glare. Judgment card as well as the 8 of Swords. So everything, yeah, there's 100% things that are coming back around right now. And what's coming back around for some of you guys is this negative self-talk. What's coming back around for you guys is how you choose to connect with yourself, how you choose to talk to yourself, and what you choose to believe about yourself. All of those things are being called into question, and all of those things, yes, are being called into judgment. Anytime judgment appears, it lets me know that this is a spiritual review of your life and where you've been, where you're going, and it's just a review of everything that you've been up to. And what I feel with the Strength card, the Judgment, 8 of Swords, 2 of Cups, the Star card, is that you are being asked right now to go internally to see the reason why you feel the need to be this way with yourself. This, to me, what I'm feeling and what I'm hearing is that some of you guys are certain ways to yourself because you are replaying certain thoughts that you were replaying memories of the past, of your childhood and whatnot, and that's the reason why you talk to yourself the way you are, because you have so much experience or life lessons where you felt that you had to compete, where you felt that you had to prove yourself. 5 of Wands here. Some of you guys have lost a connection with yourself, and that is the reason why you show up the way that you show up, and that is the reason why you treat yourself the way that you do. And what I'm hearing right now is that justice 100% is showing up right now in reverse. This is you being unfair. Some of you guys have been unfair to yourself, and you can use this time to change how you decide. Yeah, you guys, some of y'all are going through it, and I'm saying that because you have the 5 of Cups here, the 7 of Wands is showing up now. Like, I think that right now, some of you guys are being called to write it down, take it to your altar. I'm hearing the word petition because some of you guys are just in a space where you need guidance. Queen of Cups is showing up here. She's asking you, or it is asking you, to remember who you are, but to also know that this is a time for you to be gentle with yourself. In fact, this energy is reminding you that you could have been, right, kind to yourself, but there was a certain lesson that you were here to learn in your life. This 100% is a karmic lesson. I'm going to be honest. For some of you guys, the karmic lesson is not over yet. For some of you, you are at what Spirit is saying, the finish line. Take it as it resonates. In no way, shape, or form is it that I don't have compassion for you. I do. I just know that right now I am being called to present the information in this way. Right now, I want to give you guys a quick backstory before stepping out in the forefront with my gifts and my talents. I always doubted myself, and I have a Chiron in Virgo, so you can imagine, especially in my 5th house, right? So I know all about not being able to articulate or express yourself because you feel that you're nothing, because you feel like you don't have what it takes, because you always question yourself. I know exactly what it means to be unkind and to nitpick at yourself and to nitpick at things that don't need to be nitpicked at all. And I know all about that energy. What I do want to say is that there are people who want to give to you. You just have to know that, that you're worthy of receiving those things. But it's all a matter of, do you really believe that for yourself? And it's not even about just believing. Do you know that for yourself? And I feel that for some of you guys, you are in a space right now where you are being pushed to really reclaim your divinity. You are being pushed to reclaim your divinity by staring these things in the face, staring these wounds in the face in these situations, and standing up. And I'm also hearing inner child protection. Now was a time for you to go back to your inner child and figure out what memory do you have of the first occurrence of trauma. And for some of you guys, I'm hearing, trigger warning, I'm going to talk about abuse very briefly. For some of you guys, I'm hearing to go back to the very first moment in time you felt abused. where you felt violated, and spirit is asking you to sit with that. If you need someone to be around you right now, I would 100% suggest that, but spirit is asking you to sit with that, because that, for some of you guys, is very specific. That is exactly the reason why you are going through what you're going through now. It's because that has not been rectified yet. Once you go back in time to that moment, that is when you can initiate the healing, and that is where you stand up for yourself, because what you're doing is you're standing up for this inner child. And remember, this is a mental space. What spirit is saying is that it is time for you to access the Akashic records in order to initiate healing. And remember, the Akashic records is not a book, and it is not a scroll, because that will be impossible, right? What the Akashic records is a mental plane in which all memories exist. And what are memories? Memories are thoughts, right? So you go into this Akashic records place, which you have access to, no matter what anyone tells you. You have access to the Akashic records because you are a multidimensional being, and you also experience thoughts. You have thoughts, right? You are a thought manifested here in this physical reality. So you, being a sensitive and being an intuitive, automatically have a direct link to the Akashic records, okay? That in another video, that's not what this is about, okay? So you going back into the Akashic records and you pulling that memory, and you, oh wow, Queen of Wands reverse here. You going right back into that space and saying, okay, this is where I need to help. This is where I need help. This is where it first happened for me, and I'm going to initiate healing for myself right here, right now, because I owe it to myself to do this. You guys, I'm hearing that it is time for you to mourn the loss of who you used to be, because who you used to be is no more. You are stepping into a new version of yourself, and that is the reason why you've been feeling so anxious. You've been feeling like you're dying. You've been feeling like you've been emotionally dying, and spirit is saying that it is all for a good cause. And I don't know why I feel like I'm hearing the word monster, but it's in deceit. But it's almost like you guys have been lying to yourself, saying how much of a monster you are because other people were affected by your presence. You have a very powerful presence, and spirit is reminding you of that. And spirit also wants you to detach from any ideologies that others may have of you, because the fact that you guys keep attaching yourself or making these agreements with these things, right? Because Saturn is all about the agreements we've made. You know, the fact that you keep making agreements with these ideas and with these thoughts and with these feelings, that is the reason why you're experiencing suffering. When if you decided not to agree to those things, that you allow yourself to be something opposite, or be the complete opposite of that, that you can experience the best that you want. It's about you knowing that you deserve that, and about you knowing that it's your birthright. You don't have to subject yourself to any of these old past wounds and feelings. They are memories that are coming up to help you remember where you are going and where you're headed, right? And then the star card connects to the light that shines, that leads the way. I feel like with the star card here, this is you going into your birth chart, your natal chart, to figure out where you're headed in this life. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull. Okay, I know you guys saw that. Choices. Okay, choices. I love this. We have choices here, and we also do have the High Priestess here. High Priestess of Air. And then, okay, okay. Interesting. We have Strength again. Oh, yes, it's aligning. We have Strength, we have Grove. And then we also have Differences are coming out here. And we also have Warrior. Now, the fact that we have these cards coming out, what this makes me feel like, this has everything to do with you connecting with your mind, your higher mind, and honoring your divine feminine and honoring your divine intuitive knowing. With the High Priestess of Air, this brings me to the aspect of divine feminine that knows, that uses its discernment, and that does not allow any other outside influences or energies to impede or to infect what is going on up here. I feel like with the High Priestess of Air, this is you merging your intellect and your and your wits in conjunction with your intuition in order to make sound judgment. And that is something that I am seeing for you guys to ensure that you are making the right choices, right? Now, I do feel like for some of you guys, you may have been clouded, in your judgment. You may not have been able to make the right decisions because you've been so overwhelmed with fear, anxiety. You may have not really been eating well recently, or, you may be losing weight at a rapid pace. What I'm also hearing is that some of you guys are making the necessary changes for you to thrive, and I'm so here for that. I really love that for you guys, right? Now, the beautiful thing about this differences card is that this, to me, is allowing the differences with you, right? These two extremes. What I'm seeing is that you're learning how to merge those things in order to help bring healing and also to help you fight for yourself, to give yourself a fighting chance. With this warrior card here and with the strength card, this is you tapping into your ability. This is you tapping into your ability again to fight for yourself and to know that you are actually worth it. And so you have to, what Spirit is saying, I'm hearing the word disinfect, to clean out the disorder, to clean out the infection, to clean out the dirt and the gunk that is in here. And for whatever reason, I feel that this has everything to do with the subconscious. Things that were in your subconscious mind are being shown to you right now. This is a vital time for shadow work, and the things that you have been feeling are showing face. Your fears are manifesting right now. Your insecurities are manifesting right now, and it is up to you to decide whether or not you want to fight for yourself. And 100% you are worth it. Like, you just have to know. You just have to know. Now, with Grove coming out this way, though, this is bringing me to the element of forgiveness. And I also feel that right now you're in a space in your life where Spirit is saying that when you forgive yourself and also forgive others for what they have done, that this is how you can initiate healing for yourself as well. Because it's not just about you forgiving for the sake of the other person, but it's about you being able to move on and coming to terms with these things that have happened. I also want to keep in mind that, remember, Saturn is a karmic planet. So with Saturn being retrograde, this has everything to do with the things that you have done to contribute to your own pain, to your own suffering, and that of others. And if you have been, doing things to hurt people intentionally or unintentionally, remember that these energies are going to come back to an equilibrium somehow. Now, if you guys have hurt someone unintentionally, I don't see anything happening to you as far as your bank account will experience a significant loss. I'm not saying any of those things, right? Because sometimes when we hurt people unintentionally, the karma in that would just simply be you raising your awareness and you understanding what you did wrong, and you feeling that feeling and you forgiving yourself, and then you apologizing for this said thing, and then you moving on, right? I feel that some people have a really toxic understanding of karma, and that is something that I can go to in another video if you guys want. And at this point, I'm sure that this video has gotten really long and my battery's about to die any moment now. So we're gonna go ahead and open up this deck now with the Talisman Oracle. Yeah, the Talisman Oracle. Cast away negativity. This is purging. This is negative mindsets. This is the negative things that we think about ourselves and even other people. We're letting those things go. Overcome fear just popped out. You guys see, yes, you guys are overcoming your fears, overcoming your traumas, overcoming your wounds. And with the success card coming out, with the star card, as long as you follow who you know that you are, because yeah, it is connecting me to the star card here. So the fact, if you guys decided that you were going to be your authentic self, that is how you receive the success, especially with Uranus retrograde opposing the part of fortune. Your greatest rewards will come from you owning yourself, owning your mind, and showing up as your most authentic selves, and you eliminating anything that does not serve you. Okay, I hope that this video has been informative. If it has been, let me know down in the comments. If you guys need anything from me, go ahead and visit me online at KaSandraTurner.com. You guys can also follow along with me over on Instagram at Magic of Eden. And thank you for spending time with me, and I will catch you guys in my next video.